Speaking of AK, let's check out the player profile once again, because wild is an understatement with how that last match went, because it was insane. It was off the roof. And Akuma there, that was the character he chose. Like you said, Shaheen is kind of benched for now because we know his performance, what AK can do with his Akuma. With his Shaheen. But now he's bringing out the other cast of characters to play around and just experiment with.
Definitely, and just looking how aggressive he was even when he didn't have meter is something that you have to respect when it comes to playing against AK, because normally what we would see with an Akuma is that you'd chip away and get that meter and go crazy, but AK is like, let's just go crazy off the bat. But talking about his matchup, going crazy might not be the best idea, because Hapon is one of the most impressive defensive players we've seen.
Is Eddie, he is known as the Eddie of the Philippines, 51% win rate. And just a fun fact, AK has a positive win rate against everyone except for Hapon. So he probably is going to take this match super seriously. I wonder if we're going to see the Akuma or we're going to see another just funky pick by AK.
It'd be really interesting to see Hapon go with his signature Eddie, because so far we haven't seen him yet. He's been out of action since the first day, but maybe it could be a different story today, because that has been the recurring theme as well.
That's true, and now he is donning the colors of the Happy Feet Emperors, so he's probably more leveled up than usual. And AK, you know what, maybe wanting to make sure that he has a positive win record against everyone. This is his, as you were saying, as we were saying before off stream, that Hapon is the giant slayer of the Nationals.
It's he has a lot of winning records against the top 5 players here, and talking about the players here being very focused. Hapon just with the mask. I love the merch. I love it. AK, of course, being super focused as well. Oh, and he says hi. He's like, oh wait, I'm on camera. Let's say hi.
Right. You saw how he switched from being serious to, oh, I'm on camera. Hello, everyone. Like, he wants to make sure everyone's having a good time, and he wants to make sure that once the loading screen's all done, it's all business from then on in.
Exactly, and just let's do modes from these players. Like, oh, he's giving hints. He's gonna do it again.
Yeah, Akuma going for those fireballs. That was a 2D. That was a 2D match we casted, Raph.
It definitely was a 2D match. I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just the things they did, the things that we saw, it's mind-boggling.
Can I just say, and I don't want to jinx it, but this was probably the longest we've gone without a Leroy just yet.
Oh no, you've doomed us all.
I just want to point it out there, because we had some pretty interesting character representations. We saw Mouts take up Ganryu, we saw Dojin with the Noctis, we saw Jules with the Jin and Bob, and AK with the Akuma, and obviously Don Argus with his signature calling card, which is Eliza. Now this could be the streak breaker, because Hapon has been using Leroy.
Hopefully, I think another possibility would be a 2D mirror. Hapon does have a Geese. He used very effectively against Vermilion in the previous episode. And I think picking Geese would be a good choice against Akuma, because toe-to-toe, they can basically go head-to-head when it comes to damage. But once Geese hits 1 meter, you're going to see some crazy things.
Crazy is a right word to describe what might happen, and Hapon really is unrelentless when he has one bar of Kool-Aid or lemonade that fills up with that meter. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Hapon would bring to the table if he chooses the Geese Howard.
Yeah, if he chooses the Geese Howard. But the thing about Geese is you can't be as freestyle with him when it comes to meterless play. He does become a bit of an average character without it. His down 4 is still pretty good. A lot of his tools are pretty good, but without that meter, without the possibility of an extension off a normal hit, it's going to be problematic against AK, who's very oppressive.
Yes. We could be talking up a storm. He could be picking Leroy. So let's hope that we're able to build this matchup right and see what kind of what kind of bout we're going to witness. Is it going to be a bar fight, or we're going to see Leroy? Ooh!
Oh.
Wow!
Okay, never mind. We're both wrong.
Look at that, Hapon dotting the Fahkumram. His first Fahkumram pick of the Nationals. So that's going to be very interesting. We were able to get a sneak peek to what they picked.
Today is a very, very interesting day, to say the least, because out of all the characters we talked about, Fahkumram was not in the roster for Hapon. But hey, you know what? Like you said, the experiments are still going on, and it's just one big science lab.
And I believe I just heard that there might be a side switch going on. So, but those were the characters they locked in. They can't hide it from anyone now. We're gonna see a Fahkumram versus an Akuma. Interesting, because we have seen AK use the Fahkumram. It didn't pay off for him on the first day. But now let's see how much mileage Hapon can get out of this character pick.
Considering that Fahkumram is one of the characters that you cannot threaten with range because he's so tall. He's just a huge character. And I believe he's not as problematic because they nerfed his movement quite a bit. But still, he can just backdash away and just start poking you from, you know, the next city out.
Yeah, that's very true. Some people do say that he struggles when he's getting smothered with offense because he doesn't have much to get off me tools. But you know, if Hapon can just control the range of AK's oppression, then I think it might be a long day for AK. Again, this is all in theory because, you know, on paper, Fahkumram looks pretty good. But also, Akuma looks pretty good. So what's going to happen when these two top-tier characters are going to meet?
The thing is, like, since Fahkumram doesn't rely on meter and he does have access to all his strong plus moves, it's going to be up to... I feel like it's going to be up to Hapon to just, like you mentioned, contain AK in this matchup, because once Akuma gets that meter, Fahkumram has a huge hitbox. So the percentage of dropping a combo just goes lower and lower the bigger the character.
And let's also talk about his mix-ups, because he is a mix-up monster.
Yeah, and Fahkumram, like you said, mix-up monster, has so many extensions for just so many things, from standing 2, standing 4, while rising 2, and the list just goes on and on and on. He does have a very interesting move list, and it's funny because usually the trend with Tekken characters is you have a short move list with good frames, and sometimes it deviates away from that, but Fahkumram has a respectably long move set with very good frames, with very good range, a good backdash, so that just makes him a very problematic character.
For sure, and AK realizing that, and yes, the side switch has been done, going to Devil's Pit, AK with the Akuma, and Hapon with the Fahkumram. Whose will be imposed more in this matchup? How will AK close out that range so that Fahkumram will be stifled to not be able to throw any of his great moves out?
Definitely.
So excited for this match.
I am too, and I love this intro. This is so hype. This brings back so many memories. But yeah, Fahkumram, big surprise by Hapon. Can he surprise AK as well?
Ooh, nice low there. Oh wow, follows it up with a demon flip. And now AK trying to control the pace of this bout and going for the wall right away. Now Hapon doesn't have any room to backdash because the wall's right there. And one of those lows, gotta be careful. When AK predicts that, it's gonna be a really big punish on the end of AK.
Yep, but one thing you have to remember with Fahkumram here, damage. He does big damage, and look at that. He just landed a few hits on AK, and AK is already in the red. And that range, oh my goodness, Hapon did a steal. He's stealing.
You saw that question mark kick again. One of his strings again. You could go either it's gonna go low, it's gonna go mid. You got to keep guessing. And AK right now back is against the wall. The charge up moves as well. We haven't talked about that. That is another thing in Fahkumram's toolkit that he can present to the table. Wow, splats him.
Oh my
and
God.
The damage with a capital D, Raph.
He's dead. That's the other capital D. He's dead.
Exactly.
But now the wall isn't present anymore, so yep. So this could be a big swing in the favor of AK, but the bigger swing is gonna be the counter hit by Hapon here, just guaranteeing so much damage. My goodness.
Talking about swings, Hapon is swinging for the fences, going for that home run, but AK does have 2 bars in his belt. But will Hapon even allow him to use it? Hell sweep to close that one out. 3-0 against AK. Hapon brings out the big guns with his Fahkumram. Wow.
The hell sweep to just say hell no. No bar for you. And like we said, Fahkumram, even with the nerfs, is a menace. Like, just so many plus frames. The damage, you just die when he touches you. Big counter hits, great frames, and excellent punishment. Everything above I-12 is gonna knock you down, or wall slap you rather.
Yeah, his damage and his range is unquestionable. It's very pressing. You saw that on display, and that's why Fahkumram is regarded with the highest tiers in some character tier lists. And you know what, Hapon being able to display that just shows what a threat the character is. AK didn't have that much success at the early goings of this tournament, but now you see what kind of menace this character can bring to the Nationals.
Definitely, and I think that was a bit of a statement from Fahkumram as a character as well, telling Akuma, my time is now, not so old man. And like we said, although Akuma does have very big damage off counter hits, he needs the meter. Fahkumram just don't care. Fahkumram just gonna do Fahkumram teams. Yeah.
Exactly. And now the question on everyone's mind is AK still gonna stick with the Akuma? Because we did mention that he did bench Shaheen because Shaheen is the old reliable gun that you go to if you're pushed against the wall. Now with Fahkumram out in play, will he go to the Shaheen?
I think it'd be interesting to see another. Interesting would be a good word to see a Fahkumram mirror, but I think some of the folks at home don't want to see that. I think they really want to see old reliable, as you mentioned, the signature Shaheen, how AK is gonna overcome this mountain of a man.
I can't wait. Within seconds, we're going to find out what kind of matchup we're going to see.
And...
the battle of the DLCs. Okay, so Leroy, first of the day. I apologize to Raf because I think I jinxed it.
Look what you've done. You've doomed us all.
Hey, Leroy is a very viable pick, and we're going to see if it will pay off against Fahkumram. And Season 3 is among us, ladies and gentlemen. We have Leroy versus Fahkumram matchup.
Among us, indeed. And the traitor here is going to be Hapon with his Fahkumram. Now, interestingly enough, Fahkumram is one of the few characters that can just outright brawl with Leroy here. Although Leroy still has access to that super godly parry, he has to be very careful about.
Wow, and also the coffin breaker, the back 1+2 finds smart. AK, making a Fahkumram taste his own medicine against the wall. But wow, Hapon able to get away from that sticky situation. AK still trying to fish for that big counter hit back 1+2.
And that down 3-2 is doing so much work for AK here. Hapon doesn't look like he has any chance to retaliate, but that 1-1 string will, fortunately for him, get him out. But that hell sweep will be the death of him for this round.
Yeah, if you're able to predict one of Fahkumram's lows, it's AK was ready for that punish, so you do have to risk a lot. Excellent follow-up there, Hapon pushing AK towards the wall, and crap, this damage is ridiculous.
Ouch, and against the wall? Oh my goodness, he's dead again.
Big yikes on the side of AK. Wow, it's double splat for him to just lose that second round. Tremor punches was missed, and look at that, the 2-hit launch, and Hapon just making quick work out of AK. This is going to be huge damage once again. Drops it just a little bit, but still, wall splat potential is high for Fahkumram.
And he has to be really careful here. Coffin breaker might be the death of Hapon here, but oh my goodness, no launch on that. Goes into the hermit stance, but this pressure, the leg kicks. Old man, those bones are going to break, and it's going to be under Fahkumram.
Wow, okay, so who knew that the person that would stop the trend of Leroy would be Fahkumram? Well, I might be speaking a little too soon because Hapon still has a big task ahead of him. AK on the back foot, but still not out.
Yes, and who knew that the old man was gonna get beat up by a 7-foot-tall Thailand monster?
I didn't see it. I didn't see that
I didn't see this coming.
So we're about to be 30 seconds on the clock. Hapon trying to control the pace of this match with some lows, trying to fish for something big. He does have the life deficit, and AK does have a life to gamble with, but you don't want to gamble too much life when you're against Fahkumram.
My god, you see that damage off the low here, but the hell sweep is finally coming out for AK here. Fahkumram though, Hapon denying him of any space with that stance too. Oh, but the rage drive is gonna get... Oh, what a big low parry! He could be dead.
Excellent stuff. Watch out. No. Oh, AK answering that with a rage drive. And now it is 2-2. AK still alive in this matchup.
Definitely is. He still has the cane, but as soon as I mentioned it, he throws it out. Hapon staying alive with the big pokes. Look how much damage that is.
Those are just simple pokes, and Hapon able to control how AK manages his resources. Spends the cane early on. AK, nice block on the question mark kick. Nice throw escape. AK's defense is being put to the test.
He has to be careful here because one big counter hit could be the death of him. No launch on that though. Hapon still getting pressured by AK. AK does have boost stuff available if he chooses to, so Hapon has to be extra careful where he treads.
Oh, wow, nice low there. AK with a sliver of health left. The clock is winding down and is not in AK's favor. Hapon has to choose something. Hell sweep to close things out. Oh, spends the drive. He baited that, Rav. And AK ties it up 1 apiece.
That was super scary for AK though. That was just one hit away from death. And I honestly think Hapon is going to stick with this. Just gotta tone it down a bit, just be a bit more patient with the spacing and all. But AK with the immaculate patience in that play.
Yeah, that's when tournament experience and will in general come in for you to slow down your thinking and just calm down, assess the situation. AK had rage left, so he was able to punish accordingly. Excellent stuff. You know what? You just saw how scary Fahkumram is as a pit bull of a character.
Yeah, and again, he's no slouch on the punishment there. Hapon only used 1-4 there, but 1-4 already guarantees a ballerina spin, and if you're close to the wall, that's going to be a wall spot. Not a lot of 10-frame punishers are that safe with that big of a reward.
We saw that exchange. Like, he splatted AK twice, and AK was dead. So, you do not want a walled stage if you're against Fahkumram. And I think that stage heavily benefited Fahkumram, but AK's Leroy, as you mentioned, the patience was there, the discipline, just to fish for some openings and really exploit the holes that Fahkumram presented. Really able to block the lows as well.
And so far, interestingly enough, Hapon doesn't really enforce the full crouch mix-up of Fahkumram, but that's something we'd normally expect from AK, who loves the full crouch mix-up, as we've seen from the Shaheen and the Akuma to an extent.
That is true. And now Hapon versus AK, one apiece. Will AK be able to redeem his win-loss record against Hapon, or will that trend continue? Going to the Mishima Dojo. All right, a very square, fair stage, if you would.
Fair indeed, but I think this is going to be in the favor of Hapon because one combo can take AK to the wall here. Did I mention this character also has crazy wall carry?
Please tell me about the wall carry, or maybe don't, because Hapon might put that on display for us.
He's just going to do it.
Exactly. Okay, defense is both being tested now. AK in a little life deficit, but that could change ever so slightly.
Yeah, and the pressure is on the side of Hapon here with the punch parry there by AK. AK not really letting anything go here. Back one punish into the guaranteed FF2-1. No break on the clinch as well.
Oh, wow. Excellent movement from AK, realizing the wall was there, but nice rising knee there. Look at this. Hapon able to turn the tides of this round.
And that tiger knee, clutch as hell coming from Hapon, stealing the round away from AK here. Now, like you mentioned, this is a very square stage, so wall damage is going to be wall damage.
Wow, AK opening things up with that coffin breaker. Now finds the wall, make sure to capitalize on it. Magic 4, just to keep him away. Tried to go for that parry.
Beautiful whiff punish there on the missed down 1+2. Now Hapon is on the back foot of this round, but knowing the character and knowing Hapon, he's very clutch, but AK just steps on his J's and denies him of trying to steal that round away.
Back and forth we go, Raph. The opening, make sure to capitalize on it. And oh, the wall was there, but AK able to just capitalize on that drop.
And oh, AK pressing buns when he was -6 on that situation here. Hapon, once again, showing how oppressive Fahkumram can be. And that big whiff on the coffin breaker is going to get a teep kick to the gut.
And that was very calculated. Hapon knew that AK had to go for something big, wanted to go for that coffin breaker punch. No one home there. And now AK, marching band is in tune. Now those hermit mix-ups once again. He drops the heel on him. And now AK, oh wow, excellent way to get out of the wall. And now Hapon trying to oppress his way to get this round.
And Hapon, he doesn't want to have a repeat of the previous match here. Beautiful down back 4 just to chip away at AK here. But now AK, he has nowhere to go. He can't step away. Instead, he'll clip the legs of Hapon and combo him out of the corner.
First double Luigi of the day, Raph. These guys are taking each other to the limit.
Yep, it has to be between the S+ characters, right, Pudge?
That's true. Actually, good point out there. Hell sweep. Oh wow, loads of his own. Now Hapon being more calculated with his approach. Oh, but the orbital finds its target. And AK trying to carry Hapon to the wall, gets the real estate advantage. Kane is out of the question though, and Hapon ready with a launch of his own.
And I love that. He's going to push him to the wall as well, or at least close. This house sweep is going to put him for the wall pressure. Hapon surprisingly not pulling out the running threes as well. He does have a lot of tools in the bag that he hasn't really thrown on the table yet, so we'll see what's going to happen.
Very clutch, 20 seconds burnt already. 20 seconds left on the clock, and now AK trying to find his rage, gets the charged up move, and that's a lot of damage. AK now in the red, he has to be very careful, spends the blue stuff. Hapon has the life and the teep kick to close things out. Hapon keeps his record against AK, having a positive win rate round.